Hello everyone, you are watching A Peep Into Me with Trust Nyowike, missionary and blockchain enthusiast. A Peep Into Me is just a program that shares Trust Nyowike's life experiences with the aim to inspire and bring about hope. I want you to stay tuned as you watch this episode today. Yeah, about June 2019, I had my second trip to the far north of Cameroon for my missions work. Like most of you already know, I'm a missionary and I work with various denominations, especially in the remote part of the country. And so I had an experience that changed my way of thinking, and that's what I want to demonstrate here. This is a sachet of water, and this is a bottle of water that is being sold in this country. Sometimes this is sold for 400, 350, 500, depending on which company is selling it, and this is just 50 francs. And so what happened is that in one of those days, I was coming back from the far north. It was in the night, and then I saw a lady who bought a sachet of water. She was moving with this bottle. Probably the water she had bought inside was finished, and so she bought a sachet of water like this, and then she peeled it open, and then she opens the paper like you see me do, and then was pouring the sachet water into the bottle. At first, it was funny because that was my first time of experiencing that kind of a thing, and I was like, how would somebody with sound kind of reasoning do that kind of a thing? And more to that, in public, in the midst of people, she didn't have any iota of shame in her. And within me, though I didn't laugh loud, I actually was laughing at her as to why she had to do something like that. And then, during my second visit to the far north, I ran out of water. And I was also running out of money because from my experience, I often don't drink any locally made water in those communities where I go for my mission work because of one of the experiences I had. So I needed to buy water, but I didn't have enough money. So I decided to go try out what that lady did. I went and bought sachet water. I bought 5 of the sachets water, and then I came to use the container that I had bought water previously in the room where I was living. And then I came and then pulled it out, and I began pouring into that container, and actually discovered that 3 of these sachets water containers will enter into this 1.5 liter of this particular container, and which also implies that I will spend 150 francs to fill this container with the same mineral water that I should have bought from this container at 400 or sometimes 500 francs, like it is sold. And sometimes in some restaurants that I entered in the far north, this container is 1,000 francs. Now, what I'm saying here is that I actually laughed at this woman. It was wrong for me to have done that. And then I found myself in the same position where I had to do the same thing she did. This is one of the things that happens with us human beings. We sometimes feel like because we are not pushed to the wall with a particular situation, we cannot do some things we find people do. And when we see people do what they do, we tend to laugh at them, not necessarily knowing what pushed them into doing those things they do. We must learn to be human and try to feel what others go through. Try to feel what others experience. That when we see somebody in a position of difficulty doing a particular thing, probably pushed by that difficulty, we have to respect their opinions and whatever they do, and not to laugh or mock at them. I might have not laughed at this woman loud. I might have not mocked at her publicly, but in my heart I did. But that was weird. That was wrong. We need to respect people for whoever they are and whatever they do. For people always have reasons for what they do and why they do things the way they do them. Just like this woman had reasons for probably doing what she did. And on the day I was pushed to the wall because I didn't have enough money and I needed water, I had to do exactly the same thing I'd loved her for doing. It was not necessarily bad, but that it looks a little bit humiliating, but it was necessary at that time. So we should learn to accept people not just for who they are, but for what they do. As long as whatever they do is not criminal and it's not a sin. Hello guys, I hope you enjoyed the video you just watched. Remember, my aim here is not just to share stories about myself, but it's to inspire people and bring about hope. And I'm sure that you got inspired by the video you just watched. I'm inviting you to subscribe to my YouTube channel and to share this video to as many as possible so that they can also be inspired as well. Thank you so much.